Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel. My name is Giuseppina, and um, I just share a lot of things candidly about my healing journey. I talk about spirituality and topics that have to do with our subconscious programming, spiritual awakening, and various other things, and also from a lens of autism more recently. Well, actually, it's been over a year now since I've learned I'm autistic, so I talk about that a lot because I find it something very, very important to share and to kind of share my own experiences, and especially in the framework of my healing journey and how that fits into that. So, anyways, let's begin. If you're new here, thanks for joining me, and if you can like and subscribe, that'd be awesome. It's a little dark because of the way I have it set up right now. I apologize. I'm still using my. This is the my computer camera that it's a MacBook Pro, and I don't really know how to use this. I'm not an Apple person. Sorry, don't hate me, but I'm not. My sister gave me this to use for my video cameras and stuff, and so I'm using this for now. Okay, so let's begin. Today's topic has to do about how at some point we're going to have to decide who we're going to let into our inner circle. I had read something today and it talked about that, and it was a quote, and I posted it on my healing page, and I'm going to read it to you what it said. So it was kind of like one of those like posts where you see, I don't know if you can see it. No, you can't. It's like posted like a little poetry thing, and it's called One Still Whisper by Morgan Richard Olivier. And it says, don't lose sleep or concern yourself about the people who don't love you or have hurt you or consistently mistreat you. Use your efforts, energy, and attention to focus on and honor those who genuinely adore you, selflessly support you, and honestly care for you. This is the highlighted part. Some people will never see you or like you or appreciate you, no matter what you do. And it is not because you are not good enough. It is because not everyone is assigned or aligned with your life. And they shouldn't be. Be grateful for the people who have in your life and thankful for those you don't. Now, I went on to elaborate more on this, which I'm not going to read, but I'm going to discuss here now. And what I want to talk about is how, for many of us who have been high functioning, which is really high masking, or as I call it, expert level maskers, you just at some point you have to decide like who you're going to let into your inner circle. And what I mean by that is like most of us have kind of went through life as a bystander in our own life. Yes, as a bystander in our own life. And I always kind of equated this as me being like the supporting actor, or that kind of thing. And what I mean by bystander is, if I was in like group situations, I always would try to blend in, to fit in, and it would not usually appear as myself in those situations. And in the event that little glimpses of that, my weird quirky self would show up, it would often be met with like sometimes a little bit of ridicule, weird looks and glances and comments, or people just totally bypassing or ignoring you or talking over you and things like that. And so it often wasn't safe. It didn't feel good when you did try to show parts of yourself. Yes, Halo, I agree. It was awful. I'm gonna try to get him here. I don't know if he'll let me get him. He wants to be cuddled. Halo, you want to come here? Sorry. Are you a baby? Come here. Yeah. All right, we're going to bring Halo up here and say hello to everyone. Halo, you going to say hello? This is not usually what I do, but you're going to say hello to everyone? You're a baby. This is Halo. Him and his brother. I don't think I've shared a story about them. I may have in one of my old videos. Him and his brother, who looks like him, except he's a little thinner and has different colored eyes. I've had them since they were babies. They were not even 2 weeks old, and they were rescued. Somebody, trigger warning, animal abuse. Somebody threw a litter of kittens into the dumpster in a bag. And so I had went and picked up the two. There was the other ones, but they were all adopted out, and I picked up the two, and I was going to be fostering them. Sorry, he's like, it's like he likes the head, put little head rubs like that. I was going to be fostering them to find them a home, but as you all know, that was like a foster fail, and I ended up keeping them, and now they're 11 years old, and they're mine, and you're a baby. Okay, Halo. Thank you. Okay, so as you go through life being a bystander, that can often feel very isolating, but it can also feel very painful. And it feels like it hurts a lot to exist in that way, to exist in a way that you're not authentically you, you're not seen as you're not seen for who you are, you're not appreciated for that, and you're not given space for who you are. And anytime even little fragments of that show up, it's totally just pushed down and totally not accepted and all those things. And I'm pretty sure most autistic or neurodivergent people, or anyone who's been slightly weird, wonderful their life, can relate to this experience, unfortunately. And so for us who have been expert high maskers our whole life, we've learned how to just be very agreeable and wonderful in public. And we have a way of talking that seems to really, really blend in, and we come off as very diplomatic and we can have a regular conversation and very kind and speak nicely and everything. But the thing that people don't realize is that this is not who we are. And so we have to pretend to be this way because that's the person that people enjoy. They enjoy that version of us. And unfortunately, when I say all people, I mean most neurotypical people. Their blueprint is not made to understand. So like that little quote said, they just speak a different language. They have a different, completely different map. And so when their map and our map are like, it's like, what? This is foreign. I don't understand it. And I find that they make very little to no attempt to be there. Whereas we're constantly trying to fit into their box. We're like the square trying to fit into the circle. And we just don't fit in. We're like, doesn't fit. This doesn't fit. And we're cramming ourselves into this space that we don't fit into. But they do not ever make that type of attempt for us to fit in, to make us, like, it's never them trying to fit into our box and things like that. So the whole point of this, to stop babbling, is to say at some point you're going to have to figure out, like, where do you draw the line? Where are your boundaries? Who are you going to let into your inner circle? Do you want your inner circle to continue being with people like this, where you need to show up, where you constantly are showing up as this version of you who isn't really you? It's not you. It's a muted version of you. It's a curated version of you. It's a safe version of you. It's a faded version of you. It's, it's multi varieties of you that are not actually you. They're just little fragments of maybe parts of you. And do you really want to continue showing up that way? Because I didn't want to show up that way. And although I'm friends with people who I've had friendships like this my whole life, I cannot spend a lot of my time in those environments because it doesn't feel safe for me, unfortunately. I feel very outnumbered. I feel it starts to drain me, and I start to feel really bad about myself and I don't even know if they're doing it on purpose, and I doubt that they are, but just the way that we get dismissed so often can feel so terrible, for lack of better words. Can feel very dehumanizing. And so at some point you're going to make that boundary and you're going to say, I don't want to be around those people. You might spend a lot of time alone, which is not very uncommon for us autistic folks. We enjoy our alone time. It's very lovely. But eventually the more you show up as who you are in your unmasked version of yourself, and you start to go into the things that you like and you start being the leading actor in your life, you'll eventually start to meet the people who are also like you and who will see you and who are aligned with you and who speak your language and things like that. And I talk about this in how it's important that we have our own, like, we need neurodivergent spaces, because like in that we need that type of community in our lives, because it's very important for us to connect with other people who are like us, especially if we are doing healing work and we want to kind of start living a life authentically to who we are. If we're in burnout, especially, forget about trying to be around people like where you're trying to mask, because it's going to feel impossible and you're going to feel terrible and you're going to find it hard to mask in those situations. You might feel more embarrassed and more shame. You might feel more crappy about yourself and various other things. And so it'll become increasingly more difficult to be with people like that if you are someone who's burned out like myself. So making sure that you create these very important, it's not necessarily firm, but important boundaries for yourself is going to be crucial for you to really start to flower and bloom into who you are, and to allow the people who are actually going to be able to, like I said, honor you and see you and all that stuff, and see the brilliance in you and celebrate that and think you're awesome and understand you and things like that. And so you need to kind of move away from the other people so that you can allow the actual people that are meant to come into your life. And so your inner circle will be mostly comprised of people who do get you, who do love you, who probably are weird just like you, and we can be wonderfully weird together. I like the word weird, so I'm going to use that. So anyways, that's what I wanted to talk about today, because I thought it was an important theme, and I've been very lucky to really cultivate a beautiful weirdo group around me, and I love them so much. My partner also, he's very much he's like me, so so we're totally on the that same plane of existence, I guess you can say, which is amazing. It's amazing. It really makes a difference, makes a huge difference. So yes, definitely put that boundary. And it might feel hard at first saying no, and you don't have to do it like that, because that can feel difficult for many of us, but you can just start to slowly ease your way away from them. slowly inch your way out of that. So anyways, that is all I want to talk about. I'd love for you to share any experiences you've had with this in your own life. And and I hope that if you're not there yet, that you give yourself the grace and the space and time to just disconnect, to detach if you can. And you will find those people. It did take me some time, but I did. And I had to let go of the people who just weren't those people. And there's a lot of them that I don't talk to anymore. But there's still a few that, some people that I do care about. I love them so much. We're just, on different wavelengths. And so I care about them and want them in my life, but we're just not connected in the same way as other maybe autistic or neurodivergent folks are who get me, and that I can be weird with in front of, and I won't feel weird or judged or get a weird look or think that, the other one is that people think I'm arguing or fighting with them all the time. And that's exhausting. It's exhausting to exist in that way, to exist in this way where you constantly feel like you have to regulate yourself for other people. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that anymore. So that is all. I hope that you can be in that space as well. And I hope that you, like I said, are able to bring in those people in your life as well, and that you can connect and feel good about yourself, because you deserve that. You're awesome and you deserve that, and I want that for you. Anyways, thanks for being here. Like and subscribe if you can, and that's all. Take care. Bye.